swear eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man.
Here's to the eternal battle between what's right and what's profitable.
I absolutely agree with you, Michael. I think it's dreadful what they're doing.
Well, I'm not gonna let him get away with it.
I hope not. After all, you are the executive producer.
Yes, I am, aren't I? Oh, you make it all worthwhile, Diane. Here's to buckets of Hollywood money. And to literature. And to my very favorite word in all of literature, which you so eloquently spoke just moments ago.
What word is that?
Yes.
Have you read this?
Yes, sir. Terrible shame. You were quite a fan, weren't you?
Yeah. And I was not alone.
Oh, no, sir. There are millions of people who like that sort of thing.
What do you mean? What sort of thing?
You know what I mean, sir. Intrigue, guns and gore. that sort of thing.
Have you ever read any of Michael Marlowe's books, Bennett?
I believe you gave me one several years ago, sir. I managed to get through a couple of chapters, but on further reading found it really wasn't very conducive to a good night's sleep.
And you prefer sleep to literature?
I find that one craves most what one gets least of. And around here, sleep is a rare commodity.
You were right, Father. He was on the U.S. swim team at the Rome Olympics.
Yes, I remember reading something about that.
It was on the dust jacket of the book you lent me, sir. I believe backstroke was his forte.
It was the backstroke.
We're asked to believe that Michael Marlowe, Olympic swimmer, drowned accidentally. Suzanne, get me Peter.
Sir, is it possible that the man being a mystery writer is adding to your conviction that there must be a mystery here too?
Don't patronize me, Peter. Even if we discount his prowess as a swimmer, he died in the middle of the night.
Sir, people do fish at night.
Yes, but with a fly rod, in the middle of Lake Ontario, out of season.
Bennett, I think I will have that cup of coffee after all.
Peter, it's quite clear to me that you know next to nothing about fishing.
Well, quite frankly, sir, I never have been able to see the difference between actually fishing and standing by the shore like an idiot with a long pole in your hands.
I fish.
Yes, I am aware of that, sir. I was referring to the other fisherman.
Look, for heaven's sake, I have no single compelling reason to believe as I do, but the man wrote dangerously. He lived dangerously. You're not going to die by accident.
How can you be so sure?
Because I knew Michael Marlowe.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that, sir.
Oh, yes. I've met him many times.
I can see why Alexander is such a fan. The man's attention to detail is extraordinary. He just can't put it down.
Yes, and apparently his research was meticulous.
Oh, speaking of detail, did you reach Luke?
Yeah. He'll join us at the falls tomorrow. So it's safe to say he'd been drinking.
Safe to say that he was drunk. Coroner found a blood alcohol level of 0.20.
Well, that's quite a skinful.
Yeah. Yeah, he spent a lot of nights in our drunk tank. Good-natured about it, though. He used to say he'd chalk it up to research. If you'd known him the way we did, you'd be surprised he hadn't killed himself before this.
But he was an excellent swimmer.
Well, Mike Hawthorne was a great Formula One driver, and he died in an ordinary car accident.
Yes, I know. I understand Marlowe was married to the actress, Samantha Sims.
Well, if you could call it that. They had some sort of arrangement. He lived here, and she lives in New York City.
Anybody spoken to her?
Yeah, she'll be up today for the funeral. Look, Mr. Sinclair, it's an open and shut case. You're welcome to go through the files.
Thank you.
And look around all you want. You're not going to find anything.
Well, the boss is convinced that his favorite mystery writer, Michael Marlowe, has been murdered.
What do the cops say?
Well, they're equally convinced he was an eccentric drunk who fell in the lake and drowned.
Yeah, but you don't think so.
Well, I'm not so sure. There are too many things that don't add up.
What'd you find? You find anything?
No, nothing. Not only nothing, but absolutely nothing. Unlike the rest of the house, this bathroom is completely devoid of any prints whatsoever. It's like forensic mail has been through the place.
Not even any prints of Marlowe?
No. Not even Marlowe.
Where's Nikki?
Oh, she's gone to his funeral.
Yes? I'm Micheline Atty from the Weekend Review. I wonder if you might have a word with me.
So the world lost one of the greats. You can quote me on that.
I understand you were his agent.
For 26 years, I discovered him. He was a shy, frightened elementary school teacher from Stony Brook, Virginia. And I turned him into a millionaire playboy. I sometimes wonder if I did the right thing.
Why do you say that?
Yeah. No, the answer is no. All right. I'll call him on Monday, and you just tell him if he's not talking 7 figures, tell him to forget it. Oh, some people have no respect. But business is business, you were saying.
Why do you wonder if you did the right thing by Mr. Marlowe?
Well, it changed him. It inflated his ego, ruined his marriage. Every day my phone rang off the hook. Women, mistresses, lovers, one-night stands. I did everything I could to keep them at bay. It was like a full-time job. I guess I won't have to worry about that anymore.
Do you think it was really an accident? I mean, would anyone want to kill him?
Kill him? No. Why would anyone want to do that?
You know, a rich, successful man. There's always a possibility.
You reporters, I mean, you're always looking for a new angle. Excuse me. Yeah. No, I don't care what he wants. Just tell him to stop complaining about the changes. Look, I'm paying him to direct, not write. All right, I'll be on my way back, Rick. I don't care what Marlowe told him.
Ooh. Sandy. Pete, look at this, man. I know this guy. We were in the service together.
Uh-huh.
Unbelievable. Ooh, Marlowe looks like he's having a great time in this shot.
Not according to his notes on these script pages. Who are you bloody kidding? Dumb. Dumber, dumbest. Who wrote this garbage? Scott Wagner?
Doesn't sound like a real happy camper, does he?
No. Boring. Can we change this?
Actually, it's going very well. Marlowe was delighted with the cast and the dailies. Oh, gotta get to the airport. Why don't you call my office tomorrow? I'll give you a complete bio, and my assistant will give you a set pass, okay?
Thanks.
Diana, Miss Atty needs a press kit. Look after it for me, would you? Okay, thank you. Samantha.
Oh, please don't talk to me.
Hello.
What is it with you?
I'm Diane Wilson, Mr. Wagner's assistant. How do you do? I'm fine, thank you.
Your friend, too. I have a feeling that if it wasn't for you, you'd still be alive.
Pay no attention
today.
to them. They have had a love-hate relationship for years.
Dealing with the script, all those rewrites. You never knew when
Now,
to
Samantha, please be rational. We're making a movie. Hear me out.
Scott, stop making yourself out to be such
This guy had some imagination, man. Look at these titles. Divine Diversion, Tahiti Conspiracy.
Excuse me, Mr. Sinclair. We really do have to be going.
Fine. I'll sign for these down at the station.
Miss Sims? I'm from the Weekend Review. May I talk with you?
I'm sorry, I have to get to the airport.
I don't mean to intrude in your sorrow, but I would appreciate if I could talk with you.
I'm sorry, not now.
You know, my editor doesn't think your husband's death was an accident. May I ride with you?
Okay.
Daddy! Oh, I forgot to give you our office number.
for you.
Thank you. You saved my life. I thought they only drive like that in Paris.
Me too.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, thanks, yes.
That man's a maniac. He must have been doing 90.
Did you happen to see the license plate number?
No, nothing. Are you sure you're okay?
Positive, thanks.
Okay, then. Okay, I'll see you.
Now, do you really think that was just bad driving?
I don't know, Miss Annie. But I'm inclined to agree with your editor about my husband's death.
You mean his wife inherits everything?
Every last nickel, sir. But there won't be many of them, not the way Marlowe lived. He was a hell of a ladies' man. And judging from his bank statements, more than a little generous with all of them. Houses, cars, jewelry.
Yeah, well, jealousy still works. Even in the 90s. What about these mistresses? Any suspects?
It's a very impressive list, and I'll work my way through it, but quite frankly, sir, I don't expect much. Now, apart from a little dissatisfaction with his current script, Marlowe was living the life of Riley.
What's the movie?
Buffalo Blues.
That's not one of his published titles.
No, trust Hollywood to take a mega-hit bestseller and change the title.
Well, they're on location, near the Canada-US border, around Buffalo, New York. Luke's already gone over there. Apparently one of his old army buddies has become a stuntman.
Yeah, looks like you had a pretty tough job there, Sandy. Yeah, well, somebody's got to do it. So you want to go get some coffee? You're still drinking that fruit juice.
Sandy, I need to talk to you about the next sequence.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, Rick, this is an old buddy of mine, Luke Branner. This is Rick, our first AD.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
My office, all right?
Yeah, I'll be right there. AD, assistant director. Hey, why don't you get yourself some coffee and make some friends, and I'll be right back. Yeah, I think I'll go talk to these girls for a while. Hey, will you leave something for me, all right? Come here, buddy.
Yes, let me repeat that, Mrs. Rodriguez. You've not been to clean Mr. Marlowe's house for 5 days. Yes, 5 days. Tomorrow. Yes, good, thank you. I understand, yes. Tell me, was Mr. Marlowe compulsively neat? Clean, Mrs. Rodriguez. Yes, I understand, yes. You clean tomorrow, yeah. Hold on, will you? 1 moment, thank you. Yeah, hold on. Nikki? Yeah, hold on. Yes, thank you very much, Mrs. Rodriguez. Yes. Yes. Goodbye. Thank you. Yes, Nikki. No, yes, of course, bring her right here. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, bye. JJ, will you please prepare the guest cabin? We've got Mrs. Michael Marlowe staying with us for the next couple of days. Yes.
You never knew with Michael what was the truth and what was some fantasy that would appear in his next book. Once he took me to a South Pacific island where we lived like Robinson Crusoe for 3 months because he said the CIA was after him. A year later, Tahiti Conspiracy came out.
What about Buffalo Blues? Which book is it based on?
Oh, it's not. It's an original screenplay. He told me the story one night, and I thought it was pretty good. And Scott managed to sell it.
Well, according to these pages, Michael wasn't entirely happy with the way that it was going.
Oh, that's not what Scott Wagner said.
Scott Wagner's a lying snake. Michael was threatening to close down production, and I'd advised him to pull the rights. But, of course, Michael had already squandered all of his fee.
Well, forgive me if I'm out of line. You seem to know a great deal, considering you were no longer living together.
We had an understanding, Mr. Sinclair. Oh, I know he had women all over the place. But I still loved him. And whenever he was in trouble, he always came back to me.
What was it this time?
He was furious that they were changing the ending of the movie.
Oh, come on, Miss Sims. No one is killed because of a disagreement about the ending of a movie.
But Michael is dead. And without Nikki's lightning reaction, so might I be.
Would Scott Wagner benefit from your husband's death?
Not really, other than the fact that there'd be a momentary demand for the earlier books. Michael's death dries up Scott's major source of income. My husband wrote at least 1 new book a year.
Then who would benefit?
No one. Except me, from a financial point of view. His rights are worth millions.
What if something happens to you?
I have no family. My entire estate goes to charity.
Oh, good, you found it. Bring it over here, thanks. Peter, we got something for you on the movie.
The production company is based in Luxembourg.
Is it a co-production?
No. And ever since the Swiss began turning over information on numbered bank accounts to criminal investigators, Luxembourg has become quite a repository of ill-gotten gains.
So what are we talking about? Money laundering scam? Or some dodgy tax deal that Marlowe stumbled upon?
We don't know.
I believe there was also an attempt to kill Mrs. Marlowe. She was almost hit by a car this morning just after the funeral.
Well, Peter, you better get over to that movie set and check on it. Like all productions, it's already over budget. I've arranged for you to represent the financial guarantor.
Fine.
And I'm going over tomorrow to interview some members of the cast and crew and possibly have another chat with Mr. Wagner.
Don't forget, he's an agent, Nicky. Don't put too much stock in what he says.
Don't worry, I've already seen him in action. Oh, Mr. Addington? This is Mrs. Marlowe, Samantha, Mr. Alexander Addington, and his daughter, Suzanne.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'm sorry it has to be under these circumstances, Mrs. Marlowe.
It can't be helped, Mr. Addington. Thank you for your concern.
You make yourself at home. While we try to unravel this mystery.
Ironically, it's turning into one that Michael would have been proud to invent.
Stop! Stop! Don't shoot!
Check the game. Well done. Great job. It's handy. I had to look to the end of the scene. Nice job,
Good
man.
for me.
Thanks for stepping in.
Thank you.
Okay, people, moving on. We're losing the light. This will be the window.
It's a window. Last shot of the day, the sun's going down. Hey, what's the movie about, man? Same thing all movies are about, making money. More money, more money, more money. Hurry up, we got to go party.
So, that's basically this set. And tomorrow we go to the docks. I have to get back now, so, hang around until lunch, and then you can talk to the stars. And if anybody gives you any trouble whatsoever, you just make sure you show them that pass, and it should be fine.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
What the hell is this supposed to be?
Tomorrow's call sheet. Why?
I told you I'm not going to shoot it down at the docks. We scouted the airport. That's where I want to shoot.
Look, Mario, talk to the production manager, talk to the producer. It is out of my control.
But I don't get it. They're always moaning about being over budget. And then they want me to do a major shootout in a huge dock area when all I want is a Lear jet and the 3 actors. Tell Wagner I'll be in my trailer.
Come on. Can I get a PA over here, please? Welcome to show business. So who are you?
I'm Mishlinati. I'm a reporter.
Oh, great. Look, lady, that conversation you just heard, it's off the record, okay? Who let you wander around here by yourself anyway?
I'm a guest of Mr. Wagner. And here's my pass.
Carry on, then.
You're kind of pretty to be a cop, aren't you? She can arrest me any day of the week.
Hi. Do you think I could get a cup of coffee?
Help yourself, sweetheart.
Oh, thanks.
So, what's the movie about?
Well, I don't know what the movie's about. They hand out the pages we're going to shoot the night before.
The night before, doesn't that make it kind of tough?
Hey, I worked on a series once where they didn't hand out the pages until 5 minutes after we started shooting. Thank God for small favors.
I heard the writer was here last week.
Yeah, what a shame. Nice guy. He invited me to dinner, and then he got into a big argument about something and left.
Is that the producer there?
Yeah, that's Scott Wagner. He's the man Mr. Marlowe had the argument with.
Do you know what the argument was about?
Oh, who knows? It's a movie. Everybody's always arguing.
We got big problems. Mario is digging his heels in about the ending. I got the production manager crawling down my throat because the boat's not here. And now the shop steward's all over me because the guys you brought in to drive the trucks aren't union.
1, I'll take care of Mario. 2, the boat will be here. 3, shop steward's full of it.
One more thing. A guy just showed up from the bond company.
Yeah, he's at the main office now, talking to the accountant.
Now, that's not good news. All right, Rick, get back on the set. And don't forget, you're making more money on this one gig than you'll make in 3 lifetimes. So, it comes with the aggravation, that's all. All right, now, the 2 of you get out of here, will you? I want to talk to Vince. He botched it. What happened?
She was with another broad and pulled her out of the way, and now she's disappeared.
Stake out the apartment.
What if she figures this out before tomorrow night?
No, she won't.
Okay, let's try one more. Great. Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Matt, keep that area clear. Keep that whole east area clear. Thank you. We need sandbags, please. Melanie, can we get some sandbags?
Yes. Can you tell me where the producer's trailer is?
No, I'm afraid not. I'm a guest here myself.
Did you find out anything?
Not yet. But when you talk to Wagner, you might ask him why they want to stage such a grand finale when they are already over budget, and it wasn't written that way.
Right. I'm afraid Mrs. Marlowe is still the only one with a motive.
I find that hard to believe. Oh, I think it's in the bus over there.
Great. Thanks.
Can you guys flag those bushes? Get them. Just cover them up. We don't want them.
Mr. Stern, Mr. Wagner's expecting you.
Mr. Stearns.
Mr. Wagner.
Would you care for a drink?
No, thank you very much. Now, I've reviewed the paperwork, and I see that you've already dipped into your contingency. If you can't satisfy me that you can complete this picture on budget, I'm going to have to invoke our rights and replace both you and the director. Of course, you understand I'd prefer not to do that.
I don't think that'll be necessary.
I understand that you've changed the ending of the picture, and yet there don't seem to be any new script pages available.
Diane, I thought I told you to give Mr. Stearns everything he needed.
But you told me not to release the final scene.
Mr. Stearns is an exception.
Excuse me.
See, I'm trying to make this more commercial to get a little action going.
But that can be very expensive.
Well, I was able to get ship and crew for free from some friends who are in the shipping industry on the other side of the border. Now, the ship will be arriving tomorrow from Toronto. But I can only have the boat for 12 hours, so in no way will there be any overtime. I can assure you the changes will not have any negative impact on the budget.
I'll be the judge of that, Mr. Wagner.
Yeah, I guess you could say stunts are my life.
That's remarkably realistic.
Thanks. Yeah, it's amazing what they can do, huh?
It really looks like you got banged up.
I guess that's the idea. Listen, you want to grab a cup of coffee?
Yeah, sure. So tell me, did you find anything?
Not really. This AD's all worked out because this ship was supposed to come in from Toronto today. Now it's not going to be here till tomorrow morning. Fortunately, I gotta work all day.
Well, don't worry. I'll check up on that. Have you seen Peter?
No, but I understand he's got everybody pretty freaked out because he's threatening to close down the production unless Wagner gets back on track.
Why the hell did you let her on the set? The last thing we need is someone snooping around right now.
Listen, the worst thing you can do with the press is to let on there's something you don't want them to know.
At best, I don't like reporters nosing around.
If there's a problem, Vince will have it taken care of.
Oh, yeah. The way you had Samantha Marlowe taken care of?
Yeah. Oh, good. All right, we proceed as planned. The boat will be in at 6 a.m.
Finally.
This whole place is a set. Now, we're gonna have our stunt people in the custom shack instead of the real people. The truck you'll be driving will be parked over by the boat, if it ever gets here. Now, the props people will be loading crates onto the boat. Maybe. The horse will be lowering the crates down onto the flatbed. Now, Mary will cue the camera to roll as the last crate is coming down. Rick will give you the high sign.
Good evening, everyone. Mrs. Marlowe. What'd you find out, Peter?
Well, they've spent over $3 million already. They're definitely making a movie.
Yes, but this movie has to be a ruse. A classic Michael Marlowe.
Well, if it is, it's a very expensive one.
Well, you're right. Whatever's going on, the stakes have got to be pretty high.
But from what I could gather, the only thing that seemed to bother Marlowe was the question of the ending.
He complained bitterly to me that they were ripping him off, and that it wasn't even an appropriate ending to this story.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, instead of a simple escape in a small plane from a rural airport, they've orchestrated this elaborate shootout down at the docks while they're unloading a freighter.
That's strange. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Mrs. Marlowe, but shootouts were never exactly Michael's literary style.
You're right, Mr. Addington.
I mean, usually he resolves his stories in a one-on-one combat with a battle of wits rather than brawn.
But he was in the process of trying something different in his new book.
Well, knowing Marlowe's passion for research, he's probably worked the whole thing out right down to the last detail.
Who knows about this?
I do. And Scott Wagner.
Reporter friend of Wagner's.
How's it going, Mr. Wagner? Fine, fine. I won't be out of your hair by morning.
Excuse me, can I see your ID? Mr. Wagner! We'd appreciate it if you'd tell everyone to wear their passes until it's time to shoot. It's easier for us.
Of course. Diane?
I'm on the deck.
Fine. Well, I've got down here covered. Catch you later. Bye.
Something, lady?
Since when do reporters carry guns?
I'd suggest you tell us who you really are and what you're looking for.
I told you I'm a reporter. You have my credentials. And I have a permit for the gun. Which is probably more than you do.
What are we waiting for? Let's do what we know we gotta do.
Wait a minute. Not here, you don't. Not on my ship. You gotta get her out of here.
We'll ship her out with the goods and get rid of her later. Bon voyage, sweetheart.
Okay, let's go. Spark up the lights. Get the other one on.
How much longer?
How close are we? About 5 minutes.
All right, listen to me. In the master shot, the crates are being offloaded onto the truck over there. The teamsters are going to rush the customs gates. The customs officers will open a fire on the truck as it crashes through the barrier.
Are you going to shoot the master from the crane?
Of course.
Still something coming through. I can't figure out what it is.
You seen Nikki?
Nope.
That's worrying. She's not answering her phone. Listen, we think this whole movie's been set up to fool customs.
Sounds like an expensive scam.
Well, not if the payoff is big enough.
How was it?
Well, if our hunch is right, it is, yeah. Listen, absolutely nothing must be allowed to leave this dock.
Don't worry about that. I'm the truck driver.
Right.
All right, Mario. You want to cut right when the truck crashes through the gate, right?
Yes.
One last thing. We lose the truck in 1 hour.
What about the coverage?
You've got 3 cameras. With any luck, we'll get it on the first take.
I can't work like this.
Okay, everyone, first positions, please. Sandy.
Yes, sir.
Do me a favor. Get over there by camera B and cover the stunt action there. That's our weakest link.
Right.
Thanks.
Okay, Rick, tell the stuntmen we'll handle the truck.
Hey, Brenner, come here.
What?
I need you over there to take out the guy playing the guard.
I'm not driving the truck?
No, there's been a change. Vince is driving.
Come on, it'll be a real treat. We'll take you upstairs.
Captain Johnson.
JJ, plan A.
Will do.
Listen up. Customs guys over by the shack. Are your weapons ready?
We're ready.
Is the crate ready to come down?
We got it.
I need my Teamster extras in position.
Yeah, we're in position over here.
Is the truck ready to roll?
Yeah, ready.
All right, people, let's lock it up. Roll sound.
Speed. A-frame. B-frame. C-frame.
And? Mario, it's yours.
And action!
Background action.
Are you getting this? Stay with the truck!
Buffalo Police. No one is allowed to leave this area. I repeat, no one is allowed to leave this area.
And cut! Perfect! One more time!
No, you don't, Wagner. The hell do you think you're doing? Down. And you. Come on. Just don't say a word. You're going to be hearing from my lawyer. Yeah, well, I'm going to look forward to that. Yeah, so am I. You're making a big mistake. We'll see.
Vic! I didn't know the cops were in this scene.
And you too, Sunshine.
Here, now, look at this lot. $30,000, and that's just one bag. Still no sign of Nicky.
Could it be?
Think we better find a crowbar.
Is anybody gonna get us off this blasted crane?
Congratulations, team. It's a considerable haul.
And we learned how to make movies. You know, Chief, one of the stunt guys had this great script. Would you be interested in having a look at it?
No, I don't think so, Luke.
Oh, come on, it's low budget. It's $2 million.
More to the point, what's going to happen to Buffalo Blues?
You better ask the man from the Bond Company.
Well, I was privileged to see what they call rushes, and quite frankly, closing down production was the best thing that could possibly happen.
Well, my stunt work.
Reminds me.
With Mario's compliments.
You're not feeling any the worse for your ordeal, are you, Nicky?
I've been in tighter corners.
I bet. You know, if that shipment had made it off the docks, the eventual price paid in human misery would have been astronomical.
It's largely thanks to your instincts.
No, it's just that I know a good mystery when I see one. Marlowe taught me that. Well, you've deserved your holidays. Where are you heading?
Hollywood, of course.
Of course. I guess the spinners of tales and the dealers of drugs do have one thing in common. They're both selling illusion. You just have to be awful careful that the illusion can be thrown off at the end of the day.